In the most radioactive places on Earth, Chernobyl, Fukushima, and Bikini Atoll, the expectation was absolute death. Poisoned soil, contaminated waters, and toxic atmospheres should have wiped out all forms of life. Yet, a surprising phenomenon emerges from these devastated landscapes. Life not only survives, it thrives. Vegetation sprouts among the ruins, and animals adapt to radiation levels that would be fatal to most species. This reality challenges everything we know about survival in extreme conditions and forces us to reconsider the resilience of life itself. Could radiation be more than just a destructive force? Could it paradoxically spark new cycles of life in places where none should exist? Scientists studying these areas have documented remarkable biological adaptations. Plants and animals develop traits that defy conventional genetics, evolving in response to continuous radiation exposure. Species once thought extinct resurface, while new genetic variants arise, specifically suited to these radioactive environments. This phenomenon raises profound questions about the role of radiation in nature. Is radiation simply killing life, or could it be accelerating evolution? Perhaps this invisible threat acts as a catalyst, forcing life to change rapidly in order to survive, an evolutionary push unlike any other seen before. Even more compelling is the idea that radiation may activate ancient biological mechanisms encoded deep within DNA. Certain genes, long dormant and forgotten over millions of years, could awaken in response to extreme environmental stressors like radiation. This theory suggests that life on Earth carries a hidden, genetic memory, a survival program embedded in our very cells. Such a program could be responsible for the astonishing adaptations observed in these radioactive zones. If true, this would mean that the power of radiation extends beyond destruction. It could be a key that unlocks a deeper evolutionary process. These adaptations are far from random. They represent complex, coordinated biological responses, demonstrating an extraordinary level of resilience. Life not only endures but also innovates genetically, forming new ecosystems in the shadows of devastation. Radiation, once viewed solely as an enemy, now reveals itself as a paradoxical force capable of fostering biological diversity and evolution. This forces a re-evaluation of the way we understand life's relationship with environmental hazards, especially those as extreme as radioactive contamination. This paradox between death and flourishing life ignites a wide array of scientific and philosophical debates. Could radiation, often feared as a killer, actually serve as a hidden architect of evolution? Might it have shaped life's trajectory from the very beginning? Alternatively, are we witnessing a biological intelligence, encoded in life's genetic fabric, that awakens under the most hostile conditions to ensure survival? Each organism thriving in these radioactive environments could be an essential piece of this complex puzzle, offering clues about life's true capacity to endure. The phenomena unfolding in these exclusion zones challenge our fundamental understanding of biology and evolution. Life emerging from death in places tainted by radiation confronts us with the possibility that radiation is not just a force of destruction but also one of creation. This mystery compels us to explore the edges of what is biologically possible and forces us to question how much we truly understand about life's resilience and adaptability in the face of extreme danger. It is an invitation to look beyond fear and destruction and into the dark heart of nature's enduring will to survive. In 1954, the Castle Bravo nuclear test at Bikini Atoll released an explosion 3 times more powerful than anticipated, spreading radioactive contamination over thousands of square kilometers. Despite the expectation that such intense radiation would annihilate all life, coral reefs and marine animals astonishingly showed resilience and survival. This paradox challenges long-held scientific beliefs about radiation's lethality, revealing unknown mechanisms that allow life to endure and even flourish under conditions previously thought impossible. The immune-like response of these organisms raises profound questions about how radiation shapes biological systems and the limits of life's adaptability in radioactive environments. The 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster created a vast exclusion zone spanning roughly 1,000 square kilometers, declared a dead zone devoid of life. Yet, Decades later, this area has become a refuge for a vibrant ecosystem hosting wolves, wild boars, birds, and other wildlife. Many of these species exhibit genetic mutations that provide protective benefits against radiation damage, suggesting a rapid evolutionary response to extreme environmental stress. This remarkable recovery of life forces scientists to reconsider assumptions about the long-term effects of nuclear fallout and challenges the idea that radiation zones must remain barren wastelands forever. The case of Chernobyl opens a window into nature's powerful resilience. Following the 2011 Fukushima nuclear accident, researchers witnessed unprecedented rapid adaptations among fungi and animals inhabiting the contaminated zone. Within mere weeks, these organisms displayed enhanced cellular defenses such as improved DNA repair mechanisms and increased pigmentation, particularly melanism, which serves as a natural radiation shield. Importantly, these changes do not seem to arise from new mutations but from the reactivation of ancient genetic programs designed to protect life in hazardous environments. This phenomenon highlights radiation not only as a destructive force but as a trigger for survival strategies embedded deep within the genome. It compels a re-examination of life's ability to respond dynamically to sudden radioactive threats. The nuclear disasters of the 20th and 21st centuries reveal a profound paradox. Locations once assumed to be dead zones now support ecosystems that are evolving, thriving, and adapting to the radioactive environment. The biological anomalies observed, ranging from protective mutations to new behavioral traits, appear to be sophisticated evolutionary responses rather than random errors. Radiation, far from being purely destructive, acts as an agent accelerating adaptation and genetic diversification, reshaping life forms in ways previously unimagined. This forces a fundamental rethink of radiation's role in biology, suggesting it may serve as a catalyst for evolutionary change under certain conditions rather than an absolute death sentence for life. Protective traits developed in these radioactive zones are heritable, passed down through generations, establishing new biological norms within these ecosystems. This process pushes the boundaries of evolutionary science, demonstrating life's deep-rooted capacity to endure and adapt through continuous exposure to radiation over millennia. Such resilience offers insights into how life might survive extreme environments not only on Earth but potentially on other planets or moons exposed to radiation. The survival stories emerging from these regions compel us to reconsider the definition of habitability and the potential for life in seemingly hostile places throughout the cosmos. Scientists continue to study these unique environments as natural laboratories, uncovering secrets about survival, mutation, and resilience that defy established scientific paradigms. Each discovery adds complexity to the narrative of life's persistence, prompting a re-evaluation of how radiation influences biology on both micro and macro scales. The transformation of these radioactive zones from death traps to cradles of adaptation challenges conventional wisdom and offers hope that life's tenacity may be far greater than previously imagined. These revelations have profound implications for biology, ecology, and even human evolution as we confront the hidden legacies of radiation. Survival in radioactive zones is not merely the result of recent mutations but the awakening of ancient genetic mechanisms embedded deep within life's blueprint. Studies of fungi found in Chernobyl and Fukushima reveal astonishing capabilities. These organisms literally consume radiation, converting it into energy through a process akin to photosynthesis but fueled by radioactive particles. This extraordinary ability was not only observed on Earth but confirmed by NASA experiments conducted in space, where fungi thrived under cosmic radiation. Such findings indicate that these genes, dormant for millennia, can be reactivated under extreme conditions, offering a remarkable survival advantage. Animals inhabiting radioactive environments also show profound biological responses, notably through adaptive melanism. Species like frogs and certain birds produce higher levels of melanin, a natural pigment that provides a protective barrier against harmful radiation. This melanin acts like a shield, absorbing and dissipating radiation, reducing cellular damage. Importantly, these changes do not appear as random mutations but as programmed responses, suggesting that the ability to activate these protective genes is encoded deep in their DNA, inherited through countless generations exposed to environmental stress. This reactivation of ancient genes challenges traditional evolutionary models that rely solely on slow, gradual mutation. Instead, it points to a complex genetic memory, a repository of survival strategies hardwired into organisms long before human exposure to radiation. The mechanisms allowing fungi and animals to adapt so swiftly suggest that radiation, once viewed as solely destructive, also serves as a trigger to unlock these latent capabilities. This insight reshapes our understanding of evolution, revealing it as a dynamic interplay between organisms and their environment. Further research uncovers that these ancient genetic pathways involve sophisticated biochemical processes, such as enhanced DNA repair systems and antioxidant production. These processes mitigate radiation's harmful effects by correcting DNA damage before it becomes permanent, preserving cellular integrity. The rapid deployment of such defenses after radiation exposure hints at a pre-existing, evolutionarily conserved mechanism rather than newly formed mutations. This biological resilience not only ensures survival but may drive accelerated adaptation in hazardous environments. The capacity of fungi to convert radiation into energy also raises profound questions about the origin of life and its resilience. Could early life on Earth have evolved under higher radiation levels, adapting these survival strategies as a fundamental trait? The NASA experiments with melanized fungi in space hint at life's potential to endure beyond our planet, utilizing ancient genetic tools to thrive in extreme conditions. This possibility extends the implications of these discoveries beyond Earth, influencing astrobiology and the search for extraterrestrial life. Understanding these genetic reactivations also has potential applications for human health and biotechnology. If these mechanisms can be studied and harnessed, they might lead to breakthroughs in radiation protection, cancer therapy, and even aging research. By decoding how life has evolved to survive radiation, we gain insights that could protect astronauts on long space missions or improve medical treatments on Earth. The mysteries held within these ancient genes are keys not only to survival but to unlocking the future of biological science. About 2 billion years ago, natural nuclear reactors operated deep underground in what is now Gabon, Africa. These Oklo reactors sustained nuclear fission for hundreds of thousands of years, long before humans developed nuclear technology. This astonishing phenomenon reveals that nuclear reactions are not just a modern invention but a natural process that has occurred on Earth since ancient times. The intense radiation emitted would have significantly affected the surrounding environment, bathing early life in radioactive energy over extended periods. This exposure likely created evolutionary pressures that forced organisms to adapt or face extinction. The fact that these natural reactors existed challenges the modern perception of radiation as purely destructive. The radioactive environment around these reactors could have acted as a catalyst for evolutionary change. Life forms exposed to constant radiation may have developed unique genetic defenses to survive in these harsh conditions. Fossil evidence from ancient sites, such as in Canada, supports the presence of microorganisms with extraordinary resistance to radiation. These findings suggest that radiation has shaped life's biological pathways since the earliest eras on Earth. The story of these natural reactors uncovers a hidden chapter of evolution, one where radiation played a key role in molding life's resilience. It also implies that radiation is woven into the very fabric of biology itself. The Oklo natural reactors functioned for hundreds of thousands of years, releasing a continuous flow of radioactive energy into the ecosystem. This long-lasting radiation could have driven mutations and selective pressures that accelerated evolutionary processes. Organisms in this environment would have faced challenges that demanded innovative biological responses. These conditions may have jump-started mechanisms still present in modern DNA, remnants of ancient adaptations to radiation exposure. The legacy of these reactors remains encoded in the genetic makeup of many species, a silent testimony to Earth's radioactive past. This ancient nuclear activity may have been essential to life's ability to endure extreme conditions. Interestingly, the discovery of Oklo's natural reactors also raises questions about Earth's geology and how radioactive materials concentrated to sustain fission. The natural formation of such reactors is a rare geological event, requiring precise conditions including uranium deposits and water to moderate reactions. This reveals a dynamic planet capable of producing natural nuclear reactions without human intervention. Understanding these processes not only illuminates Earth's history but also offers insight into nuclear phenomena on other planets. The presence of natural reactors suggests that radiation and nuclear fission are fundamental components of planetary evolution, hidden deep beneath the surface. The existence of microorganisms with genetic resistance to radiation, discovered in fossil records, further confirms that life has long contended with radioactive threats. These organisms adapted to survive and thrive despite high radiation doses, suggesting ancient biological systems developed repair mechanisms and protective traits. This resilience reflects a coevolution of life alongside Earth's radioactive environment. Radiation was not merely a hazard, it was a powerful evolutionary force, sculpting DNA and cellular functions. This ancient interplay between life and radiation continues to inspire modern science as we explore extremophiles and their applications in biotechnology and astrobiology. The hidden history of Earth's natural nuclear reactors challenges our understanding of radiation's role in life's origin and survival. Far from being solely destructive, radiation has been a persistent, transformative force driving evolution. The Oklo reactors and resistant microorganisms reveal a story of adaptation, survival, and hidden power encoded within biology. This forgotten chapter urges us to reconsider radiation not just as a threat but as an ancient catalyst for life's complexity and resilience. What secrets still lie buried beneath the Earth's surface, waiting to unveil the mysteries of our radioactive past? In Ramsar, Iran, some populations live exposed to radiation levels up to 10 times higher than what is considered safe by international standards. Surprisingly, these communities exhibit fewer genetic abnormalities than expected and enjoy remarkable longevity. Scientists studying these populations have found evidence of genetic adaptations that provide resistance to radiation's harmful effects. This paradox challenges our understanding of radiation's impact on human health and suggests that long-term exposure may trigger evolutionary responses in DNA. The people of Ramsar may carry genetic memories of ancient encounters with radiation, encoded deep within their genomes. Similar phenomena have been observed in Guarapari, Brazil, where radioactive sands contain naturally occurring uranium and thorium. Local residents show genetic markers linked to radiation resistance, passed down through generations. These adaptations seem to have developed over centuries, possibly due to constant low-level radiation exposure. The genetic resilience found in these populations hints at a broader, global pattern of human evolution influenced by radioactive environments. Other regions in India and around the world have reported comparable findings, reinforcing the idea that radiation has shaped human biology beyond isolated cases. Studies of these populations reveal fascinating insights into how human DNA can respond to extreme environmental stressors. Protective mutations may enhance cellular repair mechanisms, improve antioxidant defenses, and regulate the ways DNA replicates to minimize damage. These biological changes help explain the surprisingly low incidence of cancers and genetic disorders despite chronic radiation exposure. It is as if our species holds an ancient blueprint for survival, activated when faced with radioactive challenges. This hidden potential in our genes invites deeper investigation into the evolutionary history of humanity's resilience. The presence of radiation-resistant genes in modern humans suggests that ancient ancestors may have also endured high-radiation environments. Over millennia, natural selection could have favored individuals with protective genetic traits, allowing populations to thrive in otherwise hostile conditions. These adaptations may remain dormant in much of the global population, only emerging in specific contexts like Ramsar or Guarapari. This raises profound questions about the evolutionary role of radiation, not just as a destructive force, but as a possible driver of genetic innovation and human survival. Moreover, these findings have significant implications for modern science and medicine. Understanding the mechanisms behind natural radiation resistance could lead to breakthroughs in cancer treatment, radioprotection, and even space exploration, where humans face elevated radiation levels. If our DNA already harbors these adaptations, unlocking their secrets could enhance human endurance in extreme environments. This ancient legacy encoded in our genes may hold the key to humanity's future, revealing how we might survive the most dangerous forces of nature. The remarkable resistance to radiation found in these unique populations challenges conventional wisdom and opens new avenues of research. It suggests that our DNA is not static but a dynamic record of past battles with environmental threats. These genetic memories, etched over thousands of years, remind us that life on Earth has always been intertwined with radiation's invisible power. As we uncover these hidden connections, we are forced to rethink humanity's place in the natural world and consider what dormant potentials lie waiting within us all. Göbekli Tepe, located in modern-day Turkey, is one of the oldest known human-made religious structures, dating back over 11,000 years. Remarkably, this site sits atop natural uranium deposits, exposing its ancient builders to low levels of radiation. Similarly, many Mesopotamian cities, cradles of early civilization, were established in regions rich in naturally occurring radioactive minerals. Rather than avoiding these areas, ancient humans appeared to have intentionally settled there. This challenges the assumption that radiation was always feared and avoided in prehistory, hinting at a deeper, more complex relationship. Archaeological evidence suggests these ancient populations might have possessed a form of genetic resistance to radiation. The repeated selection of such sites for habitation implies that these people not only tolerated radiation but may have benefited from it in unknown ways. Could they have developed biological adaptations similar to those seen in modern radiation-resistant populations? Or perhaps they had cultural knowledge and rituals related to radiation, now lost to history. This raises profound questions about the capabilities and knowledge of prehistoric humans. The choice to build sacred sites and cities on radioactive grounds suggests that radiation was integrated into ancient belief systems. It might have been perceived as a source of power, protection, or divine energy. Göbekli Tepe's enigmatic carvings and layout have baffled researchers for decades, and the radioactive context adds another layer of mystery. Did the ancient architects harness radiation's unseen force to reinforce their spiritual or social structures? Or was this a coincidence layered with meaning that modern science is only beginning to uncover? Furthermore, the survival and prosperity of these civilizations in radioactive regions hint at a sophisticated understanding of environmental hazards. The humans of Göbekli Tepe and Mesopotamia may have developed strategies to mitigate radiation's harmful effects while exploiting its presence. This could include architectural designs, dietary practices, or ritual behaviors that supported their resilience. These adaptations, whether cultural or biological, emphasize humanity's capacity to coexist with extreme conditions, rewriting the narrative of ancient vulnerability. These ancient legacies provoke us to reconsider the impact of radiation on human history. The common narrative frames radiation solely as a modern danger, yet evidence points to a long-standing interaction between humans and radioactive forces. This interaction may have played a crucial role in shaping early civilization, influencing genetic evolution and cultural development. Unveiling this hidden past challenges our understanding of human origins and the forces that have shaped our species' journey. Ultimately, the presence of uranium deposits beneath ancient sites like Göbekli Tepe and Mesopotamian cities opens a gateway to forgotten knowledge. It suggests that the ancestors of humanity were not passive victims of their environment but active participants in a complex dance with radiation. This ancient relationship, buried under millennia, beckons us to explore the mysteries of radiation's role in human evolution and civilization. What secrets lie hidden in the ruins, waiting to be discovered? Radiation-resistant genes are not rare anomalies. They are embedded in the very fabric of our DNA. Found across various populations and species, these genetic signatures point to a deeper story of resilience written into life itself. It's becoming increasingly clear that these genes aren't merely the result of recent adaptation. They're ancient, dormant yet potent, passed down through generations like encrypted codes waiting to be unlocked. Could these be remnants from a time when Earth was far more hostile, saturated in cosmic radiation, forging life through fire? For decades, radiation was seen purely as a threat, an invisible killer linked to sickness, mutation, and death. But what if this perception is incomplete? What if radiation has also been one of nature's greatest sculptors, pushing life toward complexity, diversity, and strength? Just as pressure creates diamonds, perhaps radiation forges evolution. In this light, every exposure becomes a test, every generation an experiment. And somewhere in this process, humanity may be on the verge of activating latent potential hidden within our genome. Recent studies suggest that low-level radiation exposure may actually stimulate cellular repair mechanisms, immune response, and even genetic expression. This phenomenon, known as hormesis, flips the narrative. Instead of causing damage, controlled radiation might trigger protective biological responses, like unlocking a hidden training program in our DNA. In high radiation zones around the world, we see animals and humans alike displaying unexpected resistance, longevity, and adaptation. Is this natural evolution or an awakening? Throughout history, major leaps in evolution have followed cataclysmic events, asteroid impacts, mass extinctions, and perhaps even solar radiation bursts. Could the next evolutionary leap be underway right now, quietly, within us? With increasing radiation from modern technology, cosmic rays, and environmental changes, our biology is being challenged in new ways. And those challenges may not weaken us, they may strengthen us. Evolution doesn't ask permission. It adapts. It rewires. Some scientists believe we may already be seeing early signs of this shift. Enhanced cellular repair, altered gene expression in children born near high radiation zones, and unexplained increases in biological resilience. These anomalies are often dismissed, downplayed, or buried beneath layers of bureaucracy and scientific skepticism. But history has shown us that radical truths often begin as uncomfortable questions. The real question isn't whether evolution is happening, it's whether we're ready to see it. If radiation has shaped life since its very beginning, then perhaps what we fear most is actually a catalyst for transformation. Buried within our DNA may lie abilities that haven't been needed until now. As we step further into an unpredictable future, one marked by both man-made and cosmic radiation, we may be standing at the threshold of a new phase of human existence. Are we evolving in real time? Or are we simply remembering what we were always meant to become? What was once seen as an invisible poison may, in fact, be the key to an ancient evolutionary mechanism. Radiation, so feared, might not be killing us. It could be shaping us. In places where life should have been erased, it re-emerges, stronger, more adapted, more mysterious. Human populations defying the laws of biology. Animals evolving before our very eyes. Fungi feeding on what should destroy them. Everything points to one unsettling truth. Perhaps evolution isn't slow. Perhaps it's only waiting for the right trigger. And what if that trigger has already been pulled? The answer may lie within us, in the silence of our genes, in the shadow of ancient biological memories, and in the radiation that, instead of killing us, might be awakening us. We are witnessing life reborn from death. Not as a miracle, but as a hidden cycle that has always been there, waiting. And do you believe we are entering a new stage of human evolution? Or are we just beginning to understand what has always been encoded in our DNA? If this mystery made you think, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share it with someone who needs to see what's being kept from humanity. We'll see you in the next descent into the unknown, right here on Nexus of the Unknown.